furthest things away from beautiful. Like being best friends with the thought of death, you always walked to her house hand in hand, you stomped off her shoes, but you never made it through the front door. This feeling is one of the furthest things from beautiful. Like going to bed every single night and being perfectly at peace with the idea of never waking up. This feeling is the furthest thing from beautiful. Like the sensation you get when you cross East Wash Avenue with your eyes closed and how it feels just like coming home. You thought stepping out in front of that VW would be like climbing into your own bed after months of sleeping in cheap hotels. You told me that destruction was a form of creation, and creation is beautiful. Well, what were you trying to create? Because believe me, you are not a waste of space. Every vacant place you once touched, stood, or slept would be held so close to my heart as I pretended I could still hear yours beating. I would crave to be the clock you glanced at for 12 hours each day. I'd be jealous of the people who saw you smile. I'd envy the nameless strangers sitting by you at the bus. And oh, how I desired to be your prescription meds because at least I kept you happy. No, destroying yourself is never beautiful. I loathe the people who dressed up in their scarves and danced through the halls and twirled in their gowns and acted like hating yourself was some trend, because to some, all they wanted was to be loved without having to expose their pain. To some, showing the ones that you love, that you hurt the most. To some, self-harm and suicidal thoughts did not seem like something they wanted to advertise on a billboard in front of 1,000 passing cars. To some, all they wanted was to step into traffic and get hit by one. On Monday, I remember you telling me how great you're doing, and I struggled to find the words to say. I was so proud. Then 3 days later, I heard you knocking on death's door, asking if he had vacancy, and it felt as if I were in a speeding car on the road to recovery and someone slammed on the brakes. I was choking on every single word I wanted to say to you, and my hands were shaking with all the hugs I never gave. My eyes were clouded with tears, and I guess that's why I couldn't see the signs quick enough. But I heard the boys and girls who wore their scars like crowns tell me it was beautiful. Do not tell me that as I imagined him trying to hang himself, I should have envisioned it as a masterpiece hanging on a wall. Do not tell me that his skin was a blank canvas just waiting to be carved out. Do not tell me it is stunning how people can drown above water. Because I have witnessed this since I was old enough to comprehend it. And it hurts me to see my father struggle to breathe. This feeling is one of the furthest things from beautiful. Like standing at the edge of the bridge and jumping sounds a lot like falling into your long-lost lover's arms. But at times it seems like it's the only thing we have in common. And I know it seems like everything would be okay if you were buried 6 feet deep, but just like the sun will never kiss your skin, neither can my love. So Dad, if I ever need someone to hold me back from the voices calling me home from across East Wash, I'll look to you. And if you ever need someone to dig you out of your next grave, I'll be waiting here with Band-Aids and open arms, reminding you that you are not a burden. You are a human being, and I love you, and that is beautiful.